We're live. So, hello and welcome to our Pink Possibilities chat. And my name's Leslie. I'm here with my friend.
Hi, I'm Tamara. It's nice to meet you. Thanks so much for
Hey.
joining us tonight.
Yes, I'm excited to have you here and our guests here. So, Tamara is from Florida and I'm from Virginia. And so, if you're on as a guest and watching, make sure you comment because we're going to give away some prizes. Um, so, make sure you're commenting and let us know where you're from, what you're excited to hear about. So, Tamara and I did our first. Um, let me pull up the comments. Let me see if I have the comments here. All right, comments are up, so make sure you comment. But Tamara and I did our first live last week, and we talked about spring trends and spring products, and we had a really hard time with welcome Miss Bethany. We had a really hard time with Tamara freezing, and we couldn't figure out what was going on because we tested it, it worked fine. Well, she was in a coffee shop, and so she was getting ready to move her computer to see if it was a better place in her house, and she spilled her coffee. And in spilling her coffee, which is bad to hear, but she got it cleaned up, her ring light fell off. Well, all of a sudden, with her ring light off, I could hear her perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
And so we discovered the ring light was pulling out too much whatever from a computer and freezing her. And so without the ring light, the computer works. So
It's all about the coffee.
goes back to coffee. She was at
It's
a
back to
coffee shop the
coffee.
first time. She spilled a cup of coffee, so it's always not so bad. So Michaela is here from Maryland. I thought, Michaela, you were in Pennsylvania. Maybe she's in Maryland at the moment, but she's from Pennsylvania. So welcome, ladies. And so anybody else that comes on, say hello and let us know you're here. And so we're doing this tonight to share a little bit about how the Mary Kay business works. And we like to share this information because I don't know if anybody on here has any desire whatsoever to ever be a Mary Kay consultant. And it really doesn't matter if you do or you don't. We would like to share facts on how this business works because you just never know. I started my career 28 years ago to get my products at a discount. And that's as far as I could see. Tamara, how long did you start?
It'll be 17 years in July.
Wow. And was it to make money and have a business, or was it to get your product for a discount?
I was to get product at a discount to build my self-confidence, and I really didn't have a vision a lot for money. So it was more personal growth and the fact that I loved the products and I knew that I was going to use them.
Okay. And I love the personal confidence and the personal
Mm-hmm.
growth. And I have someone on my team right now, and that's why she started. And it's been a couple weeks, and she even said this morning on a call that it has helped her with her confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. So yeah, if you're a guest, either watching live or the replay, make sure you make a comment. I don't know if we can see replay comments. So if you do watch it, the replay, then let us know that you watch. So we can, and then let us know the secret words because we're going to share 2 secret words. All right. So tonight what we're going to do is share a little bit about the business opportunity, how it works. As I said, I don't know if this is ever anything you'd ever consider for yourself, but I always share that, listen with an open heart and an open mind because you just never know if it's going to be something for you now or later, or you can be a talent scout for us. We're always looking for people to help share the word about Mary Kay because this is a life-changing business. This is not just selling lipstick. And so welcome Lauren. She's from Pinhook, Virginia. So we're going to share some of the facts about Mary Kay. I know people that signed up for the link, they had some questions, and we're going to weave some questions into this, share some at the end, and then share some. Of course, we've got a promo for anybody that signs up, some really good deals tonight. So anything else I missed before we get started, Tamara?
I don't think so. I think you covered it all, Leslie.
Okay, so let me add. I'm going to add this. So this just talks about it just fits. And see if I can make it a little bit bigger so I can read it. And now I'm not going to be able to see comments, so that's not going to work. All right.
Bear with us while we harness technology.
Technology.
What you see and what we see sometimes are different things. So
yeah. Okay. So we love what we do in Mary Kay. And we're going to give you just a little bit of information on why we love it and why it's amazing and why it might be for you and it might be for somebody you know. And yes, it is a business, but it can be a side hustle and it can be a full-time career. So I know mine is started side hustle and became a full-time career 5 years after I started. Tamara started as a side hustle, went to full-time, and now she's back to side hustle. So it really doesn't matter. You can do it all different ways. Um, so this is a way to add some extra to your life, whether it's extra money or extra friends, or we're just going to talk about how Mary Kay just fits in your life. So it is flexible, which I love about this. It's an opportunity that really works for you. You can make a little bit of money on the side. Um, at the heart of the Mary Kay opportunity is the fun, freedom, and flexibility. So you can balance the important things in your life and put them first while really running your own successful Mary Kay business on the side. And you get to choose how much time you want to put into it, how much money you want to make. We do make 50% profit on the sale of all our products. And so that's a really great profit margin, like probably the highest of any other direct selling. And as I mentioned, I got into this because I like the products. My mom, my sister, my best friend used it. And I thought, I can get a discount and service my friends and family. And I thought it'd be fun. I really didn't think it was a career, but I was intrigued enough, as I say, to put my toe in the water. And I have worked this business, as I mentioned, all different ways. So I started part-time as a side hustle. And then I was moving up the career path, doing pretty well. And then I got a promotion with another job that involved a lot of travel. So I decided to slow down and not pursue Mary Kay as much and travel 2 weeks out of a month. Now, my first year after I started, I did qualify for my first Mary Kay career car. And then I was traveling 2 weeks out of a month and qualified for my second one. So I was putting a little effort in, but I was gone all the time. It taught me some really good time management skills, which have been invaluable for everything in my life. And then I decided, you know what, there's something better in this world. And I was working for corporate America and the games they played, and I was introduced to Mary Kay and everything that was available. I thought, you know what, this is a better world. So I left my full-time job. Most people thought I was absolutely crazy, had not replaced my income, but I thought, you know what, what's the worst thing I can do is I have to eat ramen noodles or go to my mom's for dinner and, no Starbucks. And I knew I could sell that. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to put my toe in the water even further. And 6 months after I started, I didn't know the plan God had for me or for my family is my dad had a major stroke and I was able to stop everything and be there. And so it gave me flexibility for that. Then he passed away 10 years ago. And after he passed away, I was sad. I didn't want to work. And I literally did not work for 2 months. And my business was not affected. Can you leave your corporate job or your business or what you're doing for 2 months and still have success? And then life happened again 3 years ago with COVID. And I had to figure out how to run a business. And I was able to pivot again and make it a flexible business where I can work wherever. And in the last couple of years, I've traveled a lot and put my toes in the sand. I've spent time with Tamara in Florida, 3 weeks or 3 different trips. So 6 weeks in the last couple of years. I've been in Florida and spent time at a lake. And I counted last year, I was gone 200 days out of my year. So, and it's given me the flexibility because I'm from a big family. As I said, my dad was sick, then he passed away. My mom is now 81 years old. My youngest sister has Down syndrome, and I can be the daughter, the sister. I've got 7 nieces and nephews that I can spoil rotten and be there for them and do the fun things. I have a niece that's pregnant, but she lives in Kentucky. So I told her, the minute you have that baby or the minute you need help, I can drop everything and work from Kentucky because they have that flexibility. So it really fits into my life. And of course, the fun has been amazing, and I would never have known Tamara if it wasn't for this. So Tamara, I'm going to let you share number 2.
All right. Well, number 2 is one of my favorite things. I'm so excited I get to share this with you. It's that you get to be who you want to be. And I think also a lot of women find themselves in the Mary Kay business because you learn so much about yourself. But as an independent beauty consultant, we care about each other. We care about our customers. And it's a lot about helping women. And I'll just say my professional background is in nursing. And I always noticed that when my patients were feeling better, especially women, they would put their makeup on, especially my little ladies, they just want to look good for the doctor. So when we look good on the outside, it helps us feel good on the inside, and nothing beats the encouragement and empowerment that you receive in this business. And I just have to say, I'm going to pause for a moment and just say also that, what I said is that no one knows how to support women like we do. And that is so true. That is so true. I have, like Leslie shared, I've been building my business now to be 17 years in July. Initially, I mean, I'd used Mary Kay products before, but no one had really ever talked to me about the business opportunities. I didn't really know what it was about, but I knew that I loved this stuff and I knew that I was going to use it. But what I did need in my life, because I was making good money at the time, was I needed confidence, and I needed, I had relocated from Northern Virginia, and it was funny. Leslie and I did not know each other there, but I went to school there. I'd relocated to Florida. I hadn't really established a friend base yet. And when I heard from my friend who did share about it with me, how much fun she was having and all the fun connections she was making and the girlfriend time she was having, I needed that, and so I was looking for that. I couldn't even see the beyond. I found out about all the great things that Mary Kay offered when I heard about the opportunity, when she actually shared about it with me, but also once I got into it. But, all that aside, I couldn't really picture all of that for myself yet, but I could picture girlfriends. And I will tell you that in my almost 17 years, that is the thing that has been one of the biggest blessings, because you meet people that love you for who you are, that encourage you to be the best version of yourself. These are the best cheerleaders that you could ever possibly have. I mean, Leslie and I are dear friends, and she's walked with me through some crazy seasons, and I am just so appreciative for that. As we get into the adult world, I would say, like, you're lucky if your work family is a good family, but you can't always choose your coworkers. There's not always blessings in there. You can't even always choose your family. Hopefully you like them, but I think we can never have enough good, like really good girlfriends. So, and people who lift you up and empower you. In fact, Mary Kay, is such a positive company. I'll never forget my last conference I went. They had banners all over the convention center with words of affirmation. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are amazing. I mean, how many of you have people like that speak that into your life? And to have the fact that you have a company that's encouraging you to be your best is just awesome. And it builds you up from the inside out. I've done this part-time, hobby time, full-time. I've gone through many life changes. I've done it single. I've done it married. I've done it through a transition where I was divorced. I went from being in leadership to Mary Kay to putting it down for a while because, or not, kind of changing my title and the amount of time that I put into it, because I had some other things on my plate that I needed to address. There was no judgment, just support. That's it. I'm now working full time. I just went back to school for my master's degree. I'm caring full time for a family member. I'm busy, but it's okay because it just fits. It allows me to be me. If I need to do it and sprinkle it in, that's cool. So I will tell you that it offers opportunities for education and personal development. I mean, they say that the knowledge that you gain in Mary Kay is almost the equivalent of getting an MBA. And I have to tell you, because I work in the professional world, I took a hiatus from my nursing career, and I was in management when I put it aside for a while. And then I re-entered 13 years later. And, with the fact that maybe I just needed to tweak some clinical stuff that it wasn't up on, I was up on all the technology. I had leadership skills, which I didn't have before. I was able to go in and run meetings, and they were like, how do you know how to do that? It's Mary Kay. I mean, so what it teaches you is absolutely invaluable. You think differently, and nobody can take that away from you. So I just think, even if you just came in for the personal growth, like, that alone is worth it. And you can continue to grow as fast or as much or as slow as you want to be. The greatest thing about that is that part's completely free. You don't have to sign up for extra personal growth and development. It is right at your fingertips. Like, when you join, you have access to Mary Kay University, which teaches you business skills. It teaches you about the company. It teaches you about selling the product, teaches about interacting with customers, and then all these other great things along with it. So I think some of you had some questions about what kind of training you would get. You get a mentor, which is your sales director. You get sister consultants who are your best cheerleaders. And then you have Mary Kay Corporate, who gives you all of these amazing tools, including conferences that are not required, but that you can go to build yourself up and to grow and to learn. So that's what I have to share about number 2. So I'm going to pass it back to Leslie for number 3.
All right. So I'm going to add a couple things about piggyback on some things you said on what you learned. Is, for me, I worked in a career, I was in finance and I was a financial analyst. But, and it's funny, the last class I had to take to graduate from college was public speaking. And I almost didn't take it and almost didn't graduate because I was so afraid of it. But I did. And Mary Kay has taught me so many amazing things. I spoke at the founder of the town I live in, his vigil with thousands of people. And totally confident, and I'd be easy to speak in front of 10,000 people, which would not even flinch. Because of the skills I've learned with Mary Kay. But the other thing I learned with Mary Kay is sales skills. And those are invaluable. I know I was working as a financial analyst, and there was a sales position that came open in my company. I kept asking for it. My president of the company's like, no, you have no sales experience. Well, finally, a vice president came in. And when I asked about sales, and the president said, no, she has no sales experience, he goes, do you realize she's driven up to your front doorstep with 2 free cars she has earned through Mary Kay? She knows how to sell with a side hustle. So I became their top salesperson before I left my job. And then my recruiter started, but she decided real estate was what her passion was. And she shares, she's a top real estate agent in North Carolina, and she shares all the time that what she learned in Mary Kay, that you have to pay lots and lots of money for in real estate, was invaluable. So it helps with everything. So, and I know Cheryl popped in from the Eastern Shore, so welcome, Miss Cheryl. And please keep commenting, guys, or if you have other questions. So number 3 is you get to sell with Mary Kay products you believe in. Mary Kay products are made of the highest quality ingredients. Our products are tested significantly, hundreds of thousands of tests annually. In fact, our products are made with European standard specifications, which is much higher than U.S. So I don't know the exact numbers, but if the U.S. bans 15 ingredients, the European nation bans 1,500. So Mary Kay goes through a much more stringent process with the testing of the product. We have a manufacturing plant in Dallas, Texas, that is 100% recyclable. I'm not quite sure how they do that. But Mary Kay delivers products that work. We have a guarantee for a product, and we couldn't do that if the products did not work. And so they are amazing products. And some of the questions we got around products were, what if a customer has an allergic reaction, which is a great question. If one of your customers has an allergic reaction, first of all, we can coach you and train you on ways to address it and how to help them. If it's truly an allergic reaction, 99% of the time it isn't, but every once in a while it is. But we do have a medical relations department we can call. They will even reimburse for medical expenses. This is major, which in my career, I've never had anybody do that. But the products are guaranteed. They try something, it doesn't work, you can give them their money back, exchange for something else, and it's not out of our pocket. Mary Kay stands behind it, which is awesome. Let me see. Other questions about products?
And Tracy just joined us. So hello, Tracy. We're glad you're on.
I think Tracy's from West Virginia. Okay, somebody asked about accurate product ratings. So I'm not quite sure. I think, Lauren, you asked that, if you want to add to that. But as far as, product information, they have a product information site for us as consultants. We can pull up, if you have a customer that says, I can't use whatever ingredient, we can look it up in the ingredients. And they do share with us also some of our best-selling products. They share, we're not the product that's going to be in the magazine all the time, because most of those ads, or most of magazines talk about companies that are paying them advertising. We rarely pay for advertising. And so if Mary Kay is in a magazine as rated one of the top products, then it means that it is one of the top products. We are not paying for that, which is good to know. Also, somebody said, the question was about trying the products. If you haven't tried the products, how do you find out about them? Well, there's Product Central. Every single product has a sheet that tells you the ingredients, how to sell it, the benefits, the use-up rate. So every product has a product fact sheet. You also have your sales director as a mentor to help, and then you can always call Mary Kay. But it's funny, some of the training I've gotten on product information comes from being in an event, talking to another Mary Kay friend. We've got lots of resources and lots of availability for other information. And then if you're not a makeup girl, that's okay. You can focus on skincare. You can learn the makeup part. I know somebody that was super successful. She was one of the top people in Mary Kay, millionaire. She didn't know makeup. She was a tomboy, and she would say she'd be at a party, and that was Tamara. I'm not a big makeup girl either. My younger sister had to teach me. But the national sales director at a party, she'd find the sharpest girl at the party, say, okay, now Tamara, you show everybody how you put on your makeup, and she would make the money and have her guests share how to do makeup, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that is a little bit about products. And Tamara, I'm going to have you finish it about the Heart of Mary Kay.
Okay, well, I have to laugh about the not wearing makeup thing. I wore makeup, but just so you know, I was wearing all the wrong colors for me. In fact, my original Mary Kay consultant told me beige is not a color because my lipstick was beige, my eyeshadow was beige, everything was. Well, I was just neutral. So just so you know, when when I started and I ordered my first products, the company sent me a gift, and it was a compact filled with eyeshadows and blush and lipstick. These were not things I would have picked for myself, but I learned that they look fabulous. So you will learn, but there's no pressure. You can play and you can learn new things. And now I actually like to wear eyeshadow and lipstick, and it's not beige. So that could be it.
Before you go on to sharing about the Heart of Mary Kay, why don't you give us a secret word? So make sure.
My secret word is heart. Heart. Heart.
Okay.
Because I love my Mary Kay. So heart. And I'm going to talk to you about the Heart of Mary Kay. So this is the number 4 reason why it just fits. And that's because Mary Kay was a business that was started by women for women. I mean, Mary Kay Ash was a woman. She started it with women in mind. And we are currently in our 60th anniversary as of the recording of this event. 60 years, you guys, 60 years strong. Mary Kay chose empowering women to create the life that she chose empowering women because she wanted to help women create the life that they chose to create. It's all about you and what you want. She wanted to give women options. And so we have the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation, which supports research against cancers that affect women and also does education and funds research for domestic violence. And to date, there have been over $57 million that have been donated to help end domestic violence and to support those affected by domestic violence, as well as $27 million in grants for cancer research and cancers that affect women. And I'll just speak to this from my heart because, again, my professional background is in nursing. And, I encountered many women who were affected by domestic violence at the first unit that I worked in. I was a neurotrauma nurse, and we actually used to have women under aliases that would come in who had been affected by domestic violence. So it really touched my heart. But on a personal end, I'd also seen it in my community. And I think Mary Kay Ash chose those things because there's not a woman out there who hasn't either personally been touched by domestic violence or cancer in some way or knows someone who has. So, 2 years ago, I lost a really dear friend to breast cancer. So, the fact that we're out there and our products make a difference. We do a promotion once a year. The company matches $1 for product that we sell during this campaign and donates it back to the charitable foundation. The charitable foundation they donate 97% of the money that they pull in towards these causes. And I'll just tell you, I am an ambassador for the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation. That's something that you can be as a consultant with Mary Kay. And I chose to be because that is something that's near and dear to my heart. And that just gives me the opportunity to share a little bit more about this platform in my community and with the consultants in my unit and with my customers. But it's, beyond the information that they provide as far as cancer research and even, ways that those that are affected by cancer can beautify themselves. And, there's tips online for that. But they also, as far as the shelter grants are concerned, any consultant can help a community outreach apply for the grants. And you can look online and actually see where the grants have been funded throughout the country and in your area. I think you'd be surprised to see that a lot of them in your back door. I know, especially too with COVID and the surgence of the information that we use on social media and the fact that we have such more of a larger internet presence, like globally with everything, there's been a lot of fundraising out there. And sometimes it's not always above board. I mean, maybe some of you have received that. Well, I will tell you that Mary Kay Ash Foundation is very above board. They publish everything. Hello, Tina. Glad that you're here. And so you can see where that money goes. I've been on the receiving end of phone calls, soliciting, asking me to give money. And I'm like, well, that's great. And I love your cause, but where does it really go? So you can feel confident that when you, that when you buy Mary Kay, it's going towards a good cause, that if you support any of our charitable foundation events or fundraising events or purchase a product during a promotion that benefits that it's going to a good place. And I'll just say here in Florida, 2 of the local domestic violence shelters were funded $20,000 grants by Mary Kay. And I actually got to hear one of the shelter directors speak. And she said that one of the things that they loved about that grant was, sometimes when they get funding, it tells them where they have to put it. Mary Kay gave them the money and they let them allocate it where it was needed. So if they needed to help put on a light bill somewhere for someone, they could do that. If they needed to get, extra equipment for someone, they could do that, so they weren't limited, and it was very, very much appreciated. So I think you guys can feel good about the fact that Mary Kay has a heart. They're a company with a heart. The things that I will also tell you that they're a green company, which I think is important to a lot of people. That we support the Arbor Day Foundation. We've planted trees. We've helped Habitat for Humanity. So if being a part of the greater good is important to you, you can find that within Mary Kay. And I know that was also something that was very important to me when I aligned myself with this company. I wanted something that was more than just makeup, and this is. So you are doing good for others when you're a part of this company. And I know Leslie, I'm going to give Leslie a chance, because Leslie, you have done a lot as well with this. And I will share the one other thing that I got to do, which was really great. I could do Faces for a Cause. So I went in and, I helped pamper women in a shelter. And I got to work with my unit and, work with women in an assisted living and help them feel good. And there was no financial gain with that. Those were just gifts of the heart, but we got to give back and make a difference. So Leslie, I know that you are a part of making a big difference in your community. You want to share a little bit about that before we go on?
Yeah. I mean, the heart of Mary Kay is, one of the reasons I stay, that they give back and they do so much. And the statistics is, believe it or not, Mary Kay gives back 90% of the money we raise. Mm-hmm. No charity does that. Mary Kay corporate and the family supports it. And the numbers on here are actually a couple of years behind, I think. So far, I think it's over 90 million total they've given. And so because of that, I have been involved in a lot in my community. That I have been in shelters and doing makeovers like Tamara. I've been in also homeless and domestic violence shelters. I also have done things in nursing homes. But because of my involvement in Mary Kay, I was on the board of directors of a local shelter, and we had the director actually come and speak to us many times. And I was privileged to go on Capitol Hill and lobby on behalf of Mary Kay for the Charitable Foundation and also Direct Selling Association. Like, who would have ever thought 28 years ago, when I thought I'm going to save money on my products, that I'd be on Capitol Hill meeting with senators and congressional offices. So lots of cool things. So I don't want this to go too long, but I want to go some of the questions we've had. Somebody asked, how much do you have to make in sales? Well, that's a cool thing. You can make as little or as much as you want. You can go from, I'm a brand ambassador, I want my products at a discount, to make as much money as you want. Somebody did ask, what's the highest order placed? So I'm not quite sure what you mean by highest order placed, but my highest sales I've had lots of parties and lots of sales, and I sell at least $40,000 personally every year, and a lot more than that. I think I've sold that much since July. But my highest appointment that I can remember, one person in 45 minutes in January bought over $900. So let's say I was there an hour. She bought $900. I made $450 in 1 hour. Not too bad. Somebody else asked, how many parties do you have to hold? Well, again, it's up to you. You get to design the business the way you want to do it. If you want to do faces, parties, virtual, in-person, Zoom, Facebook, you get to create the business that you want. I've done pretty much everything at this point. And then somebody asked, how often do you get paid? Well, that's up to you. We get paid 2 ways. We get paid by selling the product and also by sharing the opportunity. So as far as selling the product, and again, this ties into another question somebody had, having products on hand. And the cool thing with Mary Kay is we can keep inventory. It is totally up to us, but we can make the investment in our business and have inventory, which I do. And so I had a customer yesterday reached out, and she was going out of town. She's like, can I get this right away? I'm like, of course. And so when you invest in inventory, you have the products to sell. and then your customers pay you and you immediately make the money. Um, I often would teach and train. I'm like, if I needed $1,000 in a weekend, I could sell $1,000. And
I've
I have
done it.
sold
Mhm.
$3,000 in one day before. Um, and it was a promotion I did, and literally I just checked email and phone and text all day. So so you get paid whenever you sell products, but you also get paid as a consultant when you share the opportunity with other people and you make a commission. So as a consultant, you get paid once a month. As a sales director, I get paid twice a month. So I get sales plus commission. And so you can make as little or as much as you want. Somebody asked,
Hey, Leslie, can I
yeah,
piggyback on that a second? The
absolutely.
other thing that I really love about this is that the bread and butter of our business is skincare, which is consumable. So
Right.
you wash your face, it goes down the drain. Eventually, you take good care of your customers, you're going to get paid again. So, when I think about the work that I do now, okay, I get paid, I don't have a reorder business in my professional job. I get paid, a salary. So when you sell and you develop a customer base, you get paid over and over and over and over again. So, sometimes you get paid just by answering a text message because they need something. So it's
Yeah.
residual income, which is very powerful. Yeah.
Yep. Somebody asked the question, what percentage of income is sustainable? Well, you get paid over and over again, which is nice. I literally have a customer I've had for 28 years. I did see her once via Zoom over the last couple of years, but we haven't personally I haven't seen her in years and years. And you keep getting paid. And so you get that 50% over and over. Now, we do recommend you invest back in inventory so you're not selling all your products and not having anything. You do have some business expenses, but we can go through exactly that. So, really, how much money can you make? Somebody said, how long does it take to make full-time income? It took me 5 years to quit my job, but I know people have done it quicker. And it depends on how much money we can kind of back it into how much money you want to make and how much time you're willing to put into it. They say on average sell $100 per face. And so that's making $50. You can do one appointment, you can do parties. So you get to decide how you want to grow it. The highest Mary Kay consultant, if you want to think big, so far made $150,000 in 1 month. That's pretty big girl pay. Let me see. What other questions? Do you have to recruit? Absolutely not. There's two sides to this business. You can or you don't have to. Where do you find customers? You find customers everywhere. When you meet people. I'm trying to think. So Bethany, who's on here, I met Bethany originally in elementary school, but then I had a nonprofit and she came to volunteer and we connected. Cheryl, I met from a friend of mine from high school. Her aunt was friends with Cheryl. Tina met Cheryl through an online other direct selling business. I've met customers that stop me because they see my car. They stop me because they like my makeup. They stop me because they see my jewelry. You can get customers. Mary Kay you get referrals from Mary Kay. I've gotten customers that way. And everything else, everything I've volunteered for. I used to teach water aerobics. I have customers from that. So just doing life, you meet people. I love this question. If you're not young and cute, guys, it doesn't matter what you look like. And that's the beauty of this. I was with somebody this weekend who is a top person in Mary Kay, and she is proud of the fact that her highest education level is ninth grade. She had her first child at 15, and she probably makes $30,000-$40,000 a month. And so, that's one thing I love about Mary Kay. It can be any nationality, any income level, any education. You don't need any of those things. If you got a willingness to work and you like people, you can do anything.
I got to share, though, you do get younger and cuter when you join.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we sell anti-aging products and your confidence goes up and you will feel cuter. So it just happens.
So like Tamara has a college degree. She's working on a master's. I started Mary Kay when I finished my master's. But you don't need all those things.
No.
Somebody else asked about spiritual rewards. And I love this question because that is probably the other biggest blessing I've gotten in my starter kit is one that you're allowed to talk about God. And Mary Kay's philosophy is faith first, family second, and career third. And then you can tie that into your faith. And, this weekend I went to a seminar or an event for Mary Kay. And probably the thing I heard most often is God has a plan. and trust God and people thanking God. And so a part of a Bible study with sales directors, there's over 500 sales directors in a Bible study. Like, that sure as heck didn't happen in corporate America. Uh-oh, we're losing Tamara. All right, I think we answered pretty much all the questions. I am going to change my screen over real quick for those watching, and we can talk about promotions. So, how do you become a consultant? If you've heard this and you're thinking, maybe I want to try this. That right now, if you're listening to this in the month of March 2023, we've got some specials going on. And if it's after the fact, there may be a special, ask your consultant about it, but I'll tell you what the regular is. So right now, you can start a Mary Kay business for $20. I said that correct, $20. You get a website and credit card processing. I've got a podcast called Why Not Today, which the logo's up top, but I spent a heck of a lot more than $20 to develop that website. And I know somebody else was doing a website and somebody wanted like $3,000 to develop a website. And so you can start a Mary Kay business, $30 or $20, and you get credit card processing and a website. That's just getting you started. There's also a starter kit option now. Normally, you get the eStart is what they call for $20 or $30. So normally the eStart is $30. And then you can do the starter kit. Right now, you can get the starter kit for $90. So it is your eStart plus full-size products, demos, and samples, like $400 to $500 worth of products that they're going to give you for $90. Even if you love our Miracle Set, that product by itself is $120. You're ahead of the game. Normally that is $130. So April 1st, it goes to $130. So you get to choose this or that. You can start for $20 or you can start for $130 and put your toe in the water. Why not today? Why not try? You never know what could possibly happen. I know my life is completely changed because of Mary Kay. I know Tamara's has also, and probably every consultant listening. So we've got consultants watching. Guests, if you're watching, let us know what you think. And so I always ask people to give me an A, B, or C after you've heard the facts. A is, oh my goodness, this is so stinking easy, and for $20 or $30, sign me up. A is absolutely, I want to become a consultant. B is, you know what? I'm interested. I would be open to a follow-up call or conversation. And so it's buy me a cup of coffee, bribe me with something. And C is, you know what? I am open for a call. I'm not sure I want to do this, but I'd be willing to at least listen or just be a customer. So, A is, let me start. B is, buy me a cup of coffee. And C is, I probably just want to be a customer, but I'm willing to follow up with you. So let us know the 2 secret words. So Tamara's secret word is heart. And my secret word is space. Because that is the word of my word for the year. And I want space in my life. And I don't know about you guys if you've used a new space. So the 2 secret words are heart and space. And I'm going to keep this going. Tamara, is this okay till we do to the end of the month? That anybody watches this between now and March 31st, any guests, so consultants, you can share this. I will share the link. You can share this link with people, or I'll have an email I can share too for people that weren't on. But anybody that watched between now and the end of the month, your name will go in the drawing to win $25 Amazon gift card. And I did share with my consultants that if they would get 5 people to listen, we do a follow-up, that I have a starfish necklace for them. So we went a little over 30 minutes, but thanks for everybody for watching and listening. Tamara, any closing words, comments?
I would just say, what do you have to lose? If you're considering this, what do you have to lose? You are the best investment that you can make. So I hope that if this is on your heart, don't think too long about it. Just give it a try. And if you listen tonight and you thought, you have, maybe it's not for you, but there's someone that you think would be really great at it, pass it on. So I'm so grateful that my friend gave me the opportunity when she did. So I just thank you so much for listening and for giving us your time tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if it just seems a least bit interesting, I always tell people, give it a try. It's not like getting married or having a baby. It's not for life. No. If it doesn't work, you don't love it, you can still you can get your products at a discount. And I don't know about you, but I'm not ever going to pay full price. I use too many darn products.
Me too. They're very expensive.
Yeah, no way. So yeah, think about it. Give it a try. We can think about all the reasons why it won't work, but what if it did work? Like, what blessings that we just talked about would you like in your life? So again, thank you for watching and listening, and share this with other people, consultants. And if you're watching the replay, I don't know if I'll get the comments, but let us know that you watched, or if you watch it on Facebook, I'm going to share it on my Facebook group, and Tamara will too. And consultants, feel free to do the same thing. So thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye.